Welcome to another episode of I Want That Reviews. My name's Kris, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Hex-2 pistol buffer tube from Phase 5 Weapons Systems. Now this is marketed by Phase 5 for $59.95. Now it is 7.4 inches long, it weighs 207 grams, it's manufactured of a 7075 T7 billet aluminum. It is specifically designed to fit the SIG brace and match up to the facets that are on it. It does have a machined lower slot to prevent rotation once you get it tightened down, and it does include the standard end plate and castle nut to attach it to your lower. For initial impressions, I pulled this out of the package and looked it over. It seems real simple. I didn't think there were any real crazy bells and whistles to it. It has a nice finish on it, and the pad itself on the end has got a nice amount of squish to it. It's not too soft, but it's not too hard, so that looked pretty nice. I did think that it would look very nice with the SIG brace. I also wanted to see how it would look with the Shockwave blade. For installation and use, it installs like any other buffer tube. You thread it down, put it all together just like you would, tighten it to spec, and you're done. That's really all there is to it. It does work relatively well. I mean, for standard cycling, it's fine. I did notice, though, that the foam on the back interfered with the action of the charging handle. I kind of shaved it down a little there on top. It doesn't look too fantastic, but I shaved that down so that my charging handle could clear. But besides that, it worked well. I didn't have any kind of issues with it. When I paired this up with the Shockwave, I got it all installed there, and this is about how it looked. I didn't like how far it pushed that brace back. I thought it ended up making it look kind of clunky and goofy. I have seen a couple pictures online where people took the blade and cut it down by about an inch or so, for the lineup with this, it doesn't look too bad, but it doesn't look quite as nice as I would have hoped. I did have the opportunity to use it with a friend's SIG brace, and when putting it on there, it looks fantastic. These line up perfectly, and I didn't have any real foreseeable issues with it in that aspect. But for me, because I don't have the SIG brace and this wasn't exactly the best option for this one, I did go ahead and stick with the padding, and like I said, I shaved the top down a little there. I'll show you. You can see how it doesn't look fantastic, but you can see how it drops down there at an angle, and that took care of that for me. And of course, if you are going to use it with the SB15 brace, the pad isn't going to matter at all. So for likes, I like the design. I think when paired up with the SIG brace, it looks fantastic. It's a really nice piece. I think that it works well. I like the design and the looks and the finish on it. It's very well done, and when paired up with the SIG brace, it looks fantastic. For dislikes, I do think it's a bit expensive for a buffer tube. You know, if you're going to go out and buy a pistol buffer tube, you're probably going to spend between 20 and 40 bucks, and so I think this one is definitely at the higher end of the spectrum for what I'd like to see. I don't think it looks too great with the Shockwave blade, but that's something I can't really fault it for because it's not advertised to work with it. It'll do what it needs to do, and it'll still look not too bad, but it's not as nice as it does with the Shockwave. It does force you to accept a longer brace. However, when you do pair it up with the SB15 as it's marketed, it really puts it right onto your forearm where it needs to be. And then I also didn't like the fact that if you are going to use this alone, if you aren't going to use it with the SB15 brace, I didn't like the fact that the foam interferes with the action of the charging handle. So with all of that being said, a few of those dislikes were things that I don't think you can really hold against it because that's not what it's marketed for. So with everything said, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I do think it's a good product. I just think it's primarily priced a little bit out of the range where it should be. But I'll let you go ahead and be the decider of that. As always, I'll go ahead and include a link to their website and their Facebook page in the description below. Go ahead and take a look and see if it's something that you're interested in. If you like the content here, please subscribe. I do put out a new video every week to keep stuff coming out to you guys, so please do check back. And as always, thanks so much for watching. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. So please do just keep checking back on a weekly basis for more reviews of awesome products just like this one that'll make you say, I want that.